Hi there, have you ever come across any rooms that had multiple doorways in it and you've sat back and scratched your head and thought about what way is the best way to stretch this? Well, if you have, this video is for you. Stick around. Okay, so this video is specially tailored to Adam from the UK. He actually sent me a diagram through email of a couple of rooms that he was having an issue of stretching. So you can do the same if you have any issues stretching a particular room, or if you just have any questions regarding flooring whatsoever. Feel free to leave a comment down below in the comment section, or you can also email me at floorsbysouthernboys@gmail.com. And don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment below. I've got a question I would like you to answer at the end of the video, so stay tuned and see what that is. So since we got carpet here and carpet here, these are representing doors that open this direction, and this door opens up this direction. That's what that's representing here. These walls actually will come straight across here when the door is closed. This one is going to be like at a little catty cornered right there. And the diagram that the gentleman drawed me actually pointed out that this was a landing right here. Oops, let's just do this here. Like that. That was like a landing for some steps that went down here like so. So anyway, and he was wondering how to stretch a room in like this. So ultimately what I would do, if it all depends on Ben's, this carpet is here and this carpet is laying, I don't know which way this carpet's laying, this direction that's outside of this room, or if it's running this direction here with the stairs, with the landing and stuff like that. I'm going to guess that it would be laying that direction since you got your stairs here, because the carpet would be laying over the steps. So that's going to be my guess on how this is laying. So if that would be the case, I would row cut and seam this doorway right here first and make my stretches. Again, I always want to start out at an angle. So I would come from here and get my first stretch right about right there. Close the door, and I would put a board across the door. I'm going to use this pencil representing the door, and then I would stretch right off of that board, come right on over to here, and then tie this off right here, this side of the fireplace right here, and get me another stretch to finish up this corner, okay? Which would ultimately be coming from here right across the fireplace like so, okay? Then after I get this my last stretch here, then you can kick this up to this side of the fireplace, bump this back here to this part of the fireplace. Once all this is tied off here, after that you would want to start, let's see here, this is running this direction, so this is going to be a head seam right here, or else unless it fell all the way out into the landing. I'm not exactly sure on that. We're just going to act like there's going to be a head seam here. So with that being the case, I would take and start about here and run at an angle, let's see here, and stay nail it right across this doorway, kick my tailpiece over here, come over here, and just continue stretching at an angle all the way until I got up to this point, which I should be about 3 foot from the edge here with my tailpiece here when I get to this point here, okay? With that been done, I would go ahead and make this seam right here. Definitely, if it didn't fall out, we want to make this seam right here before we then we can go ahead and tie all this off, tie this off, and tie all this wall off here since it's already stretched up, and then carry on from here because we already got it tied off. And then I would start working at an angle this direction here, okay? And again, if you get in a situation where you don't have nothing to stretch off of like this right here, you know, you can get within a couple of feet with your stretchers here. See, I can't quite get it right here with my angled on the stretchers. So what I would do, I would get within like 2 feet. If it was more than that, I'd probably want to do something different. Maybe tie this off and come from this area and stretch over here to finish that up. But if you can get within a couple feet, you're getting enough pull on this area out here anyway, if you're within a couple feet of finishing up here. So if that's the case, I would go ahead and just kick this right here. This little 2 feet area would be fine. So that's how I would do that one. And by the way, this was a 12 by 15 room here, is what the gentleman, the diagram that he gave me. And I got one more diagram I want to show. And this was also another request that he gave me. It's pretty much the 12 by 12. He said it was 4 meters by 4 meters, so I'm guessing he's from the UK. But anyway, we got a doorway here, which is a double door that opens into the room. That's what those lines represent. And these are doorways right across here, and these lines represent the door swinging back this way, okay? So the door opens up this way, this door opens up that way, is what those dots are representing there. And I am going to just say they're joining carpets all over. So that would be the worst case scenario in something like this. If there was tile or something else to butt up to or to work your carpet to, it would not be an issue. But for the sake of the video, we're going to say that there is carpet joining all of these rooms here, here, and here, okay? So the determining factor on a room like this would be the existing carpet out here and out here that is joining. Which way is this carpet laying? Because one of these seams are going to be head seams or cross seams, where you're cutting across the rows instead of with the rows, okay? So it don't really matter which, let's say, we'll just say this is, because this would be the hardest direction probably for someone to figure out. So we'll say that these are, this carpet out here is running this direction, okay? So therefore I would tie off either one of these rooms. I would start over here since we got this doorway here, okay? So I would tie this corner off right here, go ahead and row cut them, row cut this and row cut that. Then I would put my stretchers at an angle, come right up here, get my first stretch here at an angle as always, because once that's row cut, if you stretch straight, it's going to shift off and you're going to pull your row off, okay? And then come back here and get you about 2 or 3 stretches right there, enough to get you started at another angle working this direction, and then you can stop with that. Go ahead and make this seam here in this doorway, make this seam here in this doorway, because those are already row cut and ready to go. Once that's done, you can go ahead and tie off this whole wall. And because we got a fireplace taking up the majority of this end of the room, not so much over here, but over here, and that's how the gentleman's diagram was. So if with that being the case, if you come and stretch up to here first in this corner, and then you come to right here, what's going to happen is you're going to cause a little wrinkle right here on the corner of this fireplace, okay? So what I will do in a case like this right here, I will go ahead and start, oops, I gotta keep that like that. I'll go ahead and start, let me get this real profound here. I've already kind of messed the end of this up so you can't hardly see which line is the end of the room. Okay, that's the end of the room. I'll make that a little bit more bolder there. Okay, this is the end of the room. And we got a seam in that doorway and a seam in that doorway. So with this up here being done, I would start over here, maybe on this side of the doorway a little bit, and get my first stretch, tat, 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 right there. And maybe even one more, and on this one I would probably keep my tailpiece the same way and go just a little bit of an angle that way. Now that I got a couple stretches here, it's not going to pull off. I'll probably go ahead and tie that off, as a matter of fact, if it's a towel or something like that, go ahead and put me a bead of latex in there and trim and pack that so there's no chance of that coming up. Okay, now Ben's I got me a good stretch here, I can go ahead and get my other couple stretches toward at an angle from here into that corner. Okay, then I can go ahead and tile that off. It don't have to be done right then, but you can go ahead and finish stretching. But that's what I would do next. After coming to here first, then I would jump up here and do that. Okay, so after that I would come back down here, continue on up just like so, and all the way to the corner. Okay, now I will go ahead and tie this off, make this head seam. This right here is going to be a head seam. I gotta stop making so many marks on here. I'm making it hard to see what's going on here. Sorry about that. Okay, those are the existing walls there. So with that being said, I will go ahead and tie this wall off, and get my stretches going back here. Okay, right up at an angle this direction again. Now that is after I get my long waist stretch. I go ahead and make this head seam right here, and then once again always have my board just for them double doorways and sliding doors and stuff like that. Lay my board down there, stretch right off of it. Once again, just like a while ago, we want to get to this point, tie this side of the fireplace off, get my last stretch right up into the corner, take my kicker, bump this side of the fireplace up, and you're good to go. That should be it. So I hope that made some sense. I got a lot of scribbles on that. This was a 12 by 12 room. He said it was a 4 meter by 4 meter room. So I hope that made some sense there. So I hope that helped out. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to leave a comment, or you can email me at floorsbysouthernboys@gmail.com if you have questions. That's exactly what this gentleman did, and I will be more than happy to make a video tailored to your specific needs. Okay? Question of the day: what type of flooring is the most satisfying for you to install? Leave a comment down in the comment section below and let me know your favorite flooring to install. Which one do you get the most satisfaction from when you walk away from the job and it looks great? Thank you for tuning in.